Boy, do I have a fun recipe for you today, y'all. In honor of October, I'm going to show you how you can make homemade old-fashioned pumpkin donuts using only shelf-stable ingredients if you want to. They are scrumptious, and I'm hoping our weather is going to cool down to match these beauties. Well, hi there, everyone. My name is Kareth. I'm a wife, a mom, an author, and a cook. On this channel, I like to create recipes using freeze-dried food. Sometimes it's completely shelf-stable, like a meal or a mix in a jar. Other times, I combine freeze-dried with fresh, but all the time, it's delicious. I'm here to help people who have freeze-dried food on their shelves to know how to cook with it. I test out recipes so you don't have to. Welcome to the Freeze-Dried Foodie. There's just something about the month of October that makes me crave pumpkin donuts, which is funny to me because I'm not even that much of a pumpkin girl. I mean, I like it. I like the flavor fine. I enjoy, pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, and I like, pumpkin spice latte type things sometimes. But most of the time, I'm more of an apple girl in the fall. I love apple everything. But there's just something about a pumpkin cake donut that makes me crave it, especially October, November time frame. I just love it. I see it at the coffee shop and I think, oh yeah, I've got to make some of those. What I'll do is I'll put a list up on the screen of the ingredients you'll need to make the recipe, and I'll include the full recipe down in the description box below the video. That way, if you want to make these, you'll have the exact measurements. This recipe makes a lot of donuts. I think somewhere around 35 donut holes. You can shape them into regular donuts. You would have to put the dough into like a piping bag and pipe them into circles and then drop them into the oil. But yeah, you can definitely do that if that's what you prefer. I think the donut holes are a lot easier. So even before you get out your bowl and start putting the dry ingredients into the bowl, you need to heat your oil, okay? So I decided to fry these in lard today. So I've got a pot on my stove on medium heat, and it takes about 20 minutes to come to temperature. All of your dry ingredients go in first. I'm gonna go ahead and just use the scrambled egg mix from Thrivalist, and I use the equivalent of 1 egg. Now, if you want to, you can put the sour cream powder in here. I just happen to have some sour cream in my refrigerator, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. But if you don't have it, you don't need it. This can be made completely from shelf-stable ingredients. Even this milk right here, I used instant milk and added water to make that. I don't even keep milk in my fridge anymore. So I've got some pumpkin puree. That's the kind that's from a can, and the only ingredient in there is pumpkin. You can always use vanilla powder, but I think most people keep vanilla on their pantry shelf. And then, yeah, there went that sour cream. Now, I did use some butter here, but if you don't have butter, you don't have to use butter. You can just use oil. So everything can be shelf stable here. I like to use the butter, and I melted probably 1/4 cup of butter, and I'm going to save 1 tablespoon for my glaze. Now, when I stirred that up, it just seemed a little too loose to me. There was too much liquid in there, so I added a little bit of flour to balance that out. I want it a tad less like a batter and a little bit more like a dough. But this is a good consistency for your dough. All right, while that sets and my oil is continuing to come to temperature on my stove behind me, I'm gonna go ahead and make my glaze. You wanna go ahead and have this ready because when you drop the donuts, everything kind of happens quickly and you need everything ready. All I did was I put some powdered sugar into a bowl, and then I'm going to add some cinnamon to that. You could also just add pumpkin pie spice, or you could leave it out altogether if you just want a plain glaze, and you could add a little vanilla maybe, a little pinch of salt, and then I'm going to add that leftover melted butter. so about a tablespoon or so of butter. This is enough glaze for about half of my donuts. The other half I'm gonna make a different topping for. I'm gonna make a cinnamon and sugar topping for. Now you can add whatever liquid you want to this. I had a little bit of half and half in my fridge, so I added some half and half. But if you don't have that, you can make some milk with instant milk and add that, or you could just add water. But you want it kind of loose, so when you put the hot donuts in there, it will completely cover the outside of the donut. When you're ready to start frying the donuts, you want to have everything set up kind of like an assembly line. You'll have your dough, you'll have your pot of oil, which, by the way, make sure it's between 325 and 350. That's where you want to fry. You'll want to have your glaze ready, and you'll want to have some sort of a pan with a rack and maybe some paper towels so you can drain the donuts when they come right out of the oil. I have just a medium-sized cookie scoop here, and I just get a little bit of dough or batter out, and then I just scoop in one at a time. I think I fit 4 or 5, maybe 6, so you don't want to overcrowd your oil. If you overcrowd your oil, it will drop the temperature down, and then they'll just be sitting in oil and they'll absorb too much oil. So don't do that. Don't overcrowd your pot of oil. And then they need to fry for about 3 minutes a side. You flip them over and about 2 or 3 more, and then you can pull them out. So once you pull out a batch, you can go ahead and get in the next batch while your donuts are draining on the paper towels. After you get this next batch in, you can start to glaze the first batch. You'll see what I mean. You just kind of get into a groove and everything happens kind of like an assembly line. And while those are on their first side frying in the back, you can ice these. And then when you're about done with that, you can flip those over and then get ready for your next batch. Anyway, you'll see what I mean. It all kind of happens at once. That's why I said when you start to fry, you need to have everything ready. Okay, so here is my second topping, or whatever you want to call it. It's a cinnamon sugar topping. Once I've drained another batch of donuts, then I put them straight into the cinnamon sugar topping. And you want to do it while it's good and hot. If not, the cinnamon sugar just doesn't adhere to your donuts. So go ahead and do it while it's hot. I put probably half a cup of sugar, maybe a cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then just a pinch of cardamom. So to me, cardamom is so good. It just screams fall to me. Now, just a little bit of it. If not, you're going to drift into the soap category. Nobody wants that. So just a little bit of cardamom in with the cinnamon sugar, and I think it's perfect. All right, and then you just rinse and repeat. Do that over and over until all of your donuts are finished, and then you will have 2 different types of gorgeous pumpkin donut holes. And let me just tell you, these things are amazing. They taste so delicious. The insides are fluffy and cake-like. The pumpkin flavor shines through but doesn't overtake. The glaze is delicious. The cinnamon sugar topping is fantastic. It was hard for me to choose which one I liked best here because they're just both so good in their own right. But I'll say this, the glazed ones, I think what happened was the glaze got absorbed into the donut and it made the donut hole like really soft. that was not my favorite one. I think my favorite one, just because of the texture, was the cinnamon sugar coated ones. They're both amazing. I think you're gonna love them. Since this recipe makes like 35 donuts or something like that, just keep in mind that they're always best fresh. So these got shared with the neighbors and with my husband's office. I made some for his office. So just keep that in mind. If you make the full recipe, you'll have quite a few donuts. It'll be enough for, you and your friends and your neighbors. But see how pillowy soft they are in the middle? And don't you just love the color of that pumpkin donut? I love the orange. It's so beautiful. And the taste is really, really good. Very much reminded me the middles of a pumpkin muffin, pumpkin bread, something like that. But since they're deep fried, you get that nice crunch on the outside. And then the glaze, I love the glaze. The glaze is just delicious. Nice and sweet. The cinnamon sugar coating, so good. And isn't it fun that you can make this from completely shelf-stable ingredients if that's what you want to do? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a shameless plug here. I have written a couple of different cookbooks that are for meals in jars. They're full of meals and mixes that are completely shelf-stable. If you have freeze-dried food on your shelves and you want to be able to make delicious meals with it, these cookbooks are great to have on your shelf. I've got them in paperback form on Amazon and in ebook form and digital form on my website, and I will link to both of those below. Well, all right, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. If you don't mind, hit that like button and then leave me a comment below. I love to hear from y'all. I've got a verse for you for today. It comes from the book of 1 Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 11, and it says, "Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always." All right. I hope y'all have a blessed day, a wonderful weekend, and until next time, y'all take care and keep thriving.